sustainability and what do we communicate when it comes to sales and marketing. And part of the thing we'll take a look at is to say, how do we weave sustainability into the product that we offer for sales? From that, we're saying that how do we bring in the green environment into it? How do we bring in the low energy consumption to it? How do we bring in aesthetics to it? How do we bring in care for the environment into it? How do we bring in disposal of waste into it in a way that it makes the product more economical and more appealing to the buying public? So this becomes a unique selling proposition from sales and marketing angle. So we have a piece of real estate, and we're saying that this real estate conforms to sustainability in terms of the environment, conforms to sustainability in terms of energy consumption and usage. The world is going green, okay? And we now say, in terms of even pure and clean energy, this is the kind of energy that is being used here. So how do we weave all of that into it from sales and marketing end to enhance our unique selling proposition? That is the angle for which I will take a look at it. And so by the time we begin to look at that and infuse it into our product, we'll be able to elevate it. And for us as sales and marketing people, we'll be able to make more money. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before we go to the next major high-end question, I want to come back to the panelists. You've been mentioning green, everybody's going green, energy generation, you know. I want to ask Mr. Nola, how do we achieve this without necessarily increasing, well, it will increase it, but not back-breaking expensive accommodation? Because we know that these things will cost money. They won't come cheap. So are there things that are being put in place from your experience? And I know that you know other top authorities in real estate. Is there something you are doing in that space to ensure that these things are put in place in Nigeria, it goes round, and it's not going to, give me the financial word, it's not going to be back-breaking for people to get accommodation?
Okay.
He's ready for that question.
I was thinking out loud, yeah. Thank you. So, I mean, I get your question. I'll come from two sides. I'll come from the finance side. So there's something called green bonds, right? I've played a bit in the capital market. You know, as Veritasiums, we've done, you know, bonds, normal bonds, and, you know, we're looking to do a sukuk. That's Islamic fund, some of our projects. However, there's something called green bonds. Green bonds are just like I've thought, you know, debt instruments that for projects that conforms to ESG, what? I've forgotten, you know, to just, you know, the any project that conforms to the sustainability criteria, you know, if you're able to design it that way, you know, even if it's a normal project, people, I mean, arrangers just put different little things and it conforms and they go out, do a green bond. Green bonds is, however, cheaper, you know, and then, you know, bonds is actually cheaper and locked in normally, you know, in the rate, different from bank financing. So, and as you and myself know that from a real estate development point of view, your cost of finance, you know, has a direct effect on, you know, how much you're going to sell at the end of the day, right? So if we want to do something sustainable, and then we go that route to finance, you know, we're using a green bond, and then making sure that our design meets all the sustainability criteria, you know, energy, water efficiency, all the materials, green. You know, there's one hotel in Miami. It's called One Hotel. I don't know if you know. You should probably read the story. it was financed by, I was there, I saw that most of the things that they use are recyclable materials, very, very, though some of those things are, well, at least a lot of things, wood, grains, this one and all. And then, the story, I think I've seen that twice now. In that hotel, one hotel, and there's an hotel also in Accra, it's called Kempinski, So they told sustainability story, and that's because they wanted to be able to raise cheaper funds using, the sustainability story, it's the green bonds, and that in turn make their cost of financing a bit easy. But yeah, let me also then be the devil advocate, right? So, we often talk about sustainability in Africa, in Nigeria and Africa, and then sometimes I'm like, is this really ripe to talk about it in this scale yet? We contribute little to nothing to the carbon emission of the world. In all honesty, we do not, because there's not a lot of manufacturing, not a lot of productivity, not a lot of things happening in Africa. We contribute to less than, if I can correctly get it, 2% or 3% of the world trade. World trade, world production, world manufacturing was so low. So as Africans, right, despite the fact that I want us to be sustainable, I want us to meet all of these criteria, I want us to raise green bonds, we should first of all try to get our productivity level to a very high scale, right? So let's produce, right? Let's, how do they say it? If you've not worked, you cannot run, right? So first of all, work, then run, right? So let's produce, let's create industries, let's manufacture, let's build good real estate, neat one, functional one, aesthetically pleasing one, right? Let it be out there that we're now contributing to the world trade, to the world productivity level, and then we can then start talking about sustainability, at scale, at large. I just thought to put that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so Victor, do you have any?
Yes,
okay.
I have a question. It's not on sustainability though, because part of building a sustainable future includes taking, for the purpose of this panel discussion, taking regulation, finance, and then your leadership into consideration. So, just as I've just said that, I would like to ask a question. This question goes to the three of you. What are the biggest regulatory gaps affecting sustainability today? That's one. It's a two-in-one question. And then, how can we manage our regulators as realtors? So now, what are the regulatory gaps affecting us as realtors in 2026 in Nigeria and West Africa? And how can we manage our regulators?
So I think we're going to give each panelist 5 minutes. Yes, don't worry. You're all going to get a microphone. So you take it one after the other.
Can I go first? I think most of us who do construction in Lagos, you will have last pack, you will have last car, you will have material testing, you will have Loma, you will have about 15 units will visit you at the site, and you are making payments. You now have one local government person that will come and say, this is, you are in our
Just joking. So, yeah, just like what he said, right? A lot of bottlenecks that the regulator gives the developer, so much bottlenecks. Last part. At the point, I lost track. I'm like, which one is this organization again? What then happens is, because of all of this cost, cost must be transferred somewhere, right? So costs usually would be transferred to the clients, right? Because, and then again affect the cost of the total project. And then when it affects the cost of the total project,